Burgundy Ballers, welcome back to another episode of the Ballin and Burgundy podcast with the boys John and Justin. Andrew's off doing his schoolwork, but it's the two OGs today.
What's up, guys? You know me, DC Commander Justin. I'm finally back after a busy, brutal couple shifts at work.
Ooh. Yeah, hey, we praying for you. I know the Burgundy Ballers out there, we're praying for you. If you're new to the channel, two things. One, Justin is firefighter, so put your prayers out there, say your things. But secondly, don't forget like and subscribe, hit the little notification bell, turn on post notifications, let you know every time that we upload here, and go over to our Instagram at Ballin and Burgundy Podcast. We got some fire content over there. We had fire content Thursday night. Myself and Andrew were live from 7:30 to 11:30, the entire first round of the NFL draft. And boy, howdy, did things get interesting.
I don't think no Commanders fan could have predicted that draft, nor NFL fan. It was one of the craziest drafts I've ever seen as a fan.
It was fucking wild. Guys, if you weren't live with us, Andrew and I were just chilling out. We were being the boys. Justin was in there. Friends of his were in there. My girlfriend was in there. We were getting live. We were getting good with it. We were chilling, getting our predictions hype. And boy, there's some highs, and boy, were there some lows. It was rough. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna go through the full first round before we hop into the commander specific 7 rounds.
Alrighty, let's go. Let's get this going, brother.
Alrighty. So obviously, first overall, to almost no surprise, was Bryce Young, quarterback out of Alabama. I think that was a no-brainer. What about you?
Smartest, best quarterback in this draft. I mean, his I can't remember what test it was. He got like a 98.
Yeah,
And
it
the
was.
highest ever was 99 by RG3.
Yep. Yeah, I mean Bryce Young was, the most qualified QB come out of this class. Obviously the smallest, the lightest, but has the most accolades coming out. I mean, Heisman Trophy winner. I think he's a national champion if I remember correctly. It was his freshman year or sophomore year, national champion at Alabama. So him, Frank Reich, Josh McCown, the QB coach down there. You got Hayden Hurst, Adam Thielen, Miles Sanders. A decent, good defense. O lines are getting built up. So I give props to them. Get your QB of the future, and he will be a day one starter.
Yeah, he is. I truly think he's probably going to be the best QB in his class, unless CJ or Levis shows otherwise.
Yep. Speaking of CJ, he went second overall. The rumors were false. As Donald Trump says, fake news. CJ Stroud won second overall. Houston Texans. This came as a surprise, but not a big surprise. I had a feeling they were going to go quarterback. I think the whole non-going QB at 2 was smoke and mirrors.
Oh, 100% agreed. I mean, you look at the roster, a bunch of young kids, DeMarco Ryans,
Yep.
former linebacker in the NFL, now coach.
Yep.
I mean, Davis Mills ain't going to win many games. Not many at all. I
No.
mean, they didn't bring in a true veteran in free agency at all. And now you're stuck drafting another newbie. I mean, TJ, he has an okayish line. I mean, they were ranked 15 to 20 last year, but
Yeah.
they need more weapons that way.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. I mean, give all respect to Davis Mills because he was put in a bad situation, and to be a starter for the past 2 years, and that I mean they were going through more head coach turnover, OC turnover, staff turnover than we were in the past 5 years. So I give nothing but respect to Davis Mills for sticking it up and playing through those conditions. I got another respect for him, and I think what he knows about the organization will be critical. Here is the first trade of the first round. The Houston Texans trade back up to number 3 with Arizona to pick up Will Anderson, the edge out of Bama. They gave up a first, and I think a fourth this year, and a first and a third next. No. They gave up a first, a second this year, and a first and a third next year to move up from 12 to 3 to pick up Will Anderson. Miko Ryan's got his QB of the future and his head honcho on the defense for the future. I think it's a great pick.
I do too. I love the pick. I mean, now you have your single caller on defense. Will Anderson's a very smart player, very athletic.
Yep.
He's going to be the middle of your defense, depending where at in linebacker they're going to put him, or they can put him on edge. We don't know yet.
Yeah, definitely not. They kept announcing these edges as linebackers, and I'm so confused. Why? I mean, maybe
Well,
good.
to sorry, to me it's whatever scheme you play. I mean, 3-4. Technically, depending on who you are, that outside linebacker role could be turned into a defensive end.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if you have a 4-3, Sam and well, and your DNs are, on the front four. So it all depends the scheme you play. I don't get why they do, but
Yeah, I mean it's fair. I think he's a true edge more than he is an outside linebacker. But that's just me. I didn't watch a whole lot of Bama. Obviously a Florida boy and then an ODU boy, but I mean he was still a shit wrecker on that Bama defense. Fourth overall, Indianapolis did not go Will Levis as people thought. They went my Florida boy, Anthony Richardson. People are calling him, Cam Jackson, Lamar Newton. He just wants to be AR. I got nothing but love for that pick. He goes to a bad offense, but they're kind of starting over with Shane Steichen, the Eagles' former OC. So we'll see where things go with that.
yeah, I love the pick. I mean, the dude flat out said if the NFL don't work, he's going to go be a fireman. Flat out said that, and to me, he has everything as a all the tools to become a great QB. But the thing is, if you watch what the Colts have done, they've got a bunch of speedy receivers because what you're going to see is they're going to play that Mike Shanahan or Kyle Shanahan type zone offense, with RG3.
Yep.
And what the Ravens do, they're going to make something like that because now you have a mobile quarterback and you have Jonathan Taylor. That's a scary backfield
Yeah.
if either runs.
And Liam Hines. They picked up Liam Hines in a trade during the season last year. So three good quality pieces in that backfield. Uh Seattle fifth overall. They want someone I wasn't expecting. Devin Witherspoon, corner out of Illinois. Some were saying the best, some were saying third best. But he is the first corner off the board, fifth overall. So you got Devin Witherspoon, Tariq Woolen, and Kobe Bryant patrolling the skies with Jamal Adams at safety. I'm a little scared of that secondary. Is this the Legion of Boom coming back?
Hey, man! I've been saying it for a while. Seattle needs to go back to their old roots.
Yeah,
They got Bobby Wagner back, the Legion of Boom 3.0.
yeah.
You'll see it this year. I mean, they don't have great edge rushers, which I was a little confused why they didn't get a good edge rusher until later on. But
Yeah.
hey, we'll see.
We'll see. This whole defensive group this year was kind of stacked top to bottom. So you get one a fifth and be in good shape. The Arizona Cardinals traded back into the top 10. They traded with Detroit there at 6, and they picked up Paris Johnson Jr., the tackle out of the Ohio State. It's a quality pick. He was a projected top 12 pick anyways, but the first tackle off the board is real interesting.
Yeah, he to me was my favorite. I mean, I loved how as a run blocker, he'd finish you. You're
Yeah.
running back me 5-6 yards, he'd put you in the ground.
Yep.
Decent pass blocker too. But Kyler Murray just needs on the line.
He's,
I
he's
was a
a,
little confused second round. Why didn't get Torrance because he was right there, but
yeah. I don't know why we didn't either, but that's besides the pick. At number 7, the Las Vegas Raiders to accompany Mad Max Crosby and Chandler Jones right there on the edge. They went Tyree Wilson edge out of Texas Tech. I think it's a good quality piece, and he went a little bit higher than I thought, but I didn't think he'd fall this far either. He was a very kind of 50-50. Does he go high? Does he go low? Does he fall out? But I think quality defensive pick because they haven't had a good defense in years.
yeah. I mean, to me, when I was scouting him, I saw a lot of Chandler Jones.
Yep,
Just his technique, very very similar, but he could be a pro baller within the next year or two. He
yep,
has everything he needs.
definitely. Here is the first big oh my god moment of the draft. At number 8, the Atlanta Falcons went generational talent out of Texas, Bijan Robinson. Now, they did have Tyler Algier have 1,000 yards last season as the second back. behind Cordell Patterson. So what does that tell you in their faith about Algier? I think they'll still use him, but you pick up Bijan for a reason.
Very, very true. And to me, it was kind of no brainer because Falcons, they've tried to cover picking
Yep.
him, but there were a couple rumors draft night that if he was available, they jump in front of Philly to take him.
Yeah. They didn't have to though. They didn't have to jump Philly at all. Speaking of Philly, they traded up with the Bears from 10 to 9 to pick up Georgia defensive tackle Jalen Carter. He fell into number 9. He probably would have fallen to 10, but Eagles said, no, we're going to go get our guy. They traded up with the Bears to go one pick over to pick up two-time national champion D tackle Jalen Carter, to pair him up with Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Ingram, Josh Sweat, Hassan Reddick, and the boys.
He to me was my second best defender this draft.
Yeah.
I just don't like how cocky he is. That
No,
is my biggest no-no in the prospects. It's how cocky they get.
no. I I think he had there's one thing with being cocky and there's another thing with being confident. I think he was just out over the line because if let's say you only go with the teams, let's say from 2 to 16, I didn't think he'd fall to 16, but let's say he interviewed with us or interviewed with New England at 14, you can say, okay, I'm confident I'll be a top 15 pick. That's reasonable for his talent, his position, and what they get paid. He only interviewed with top 10 teams because he didn't think he'd fall.
Yeah, and I mean, some team could easily trade it up for him. But
Yeah.
also, a big red flag was when he was investigated for that crash.
Yeah, the car accident crash.
Yeah, and apparently he was a part of it and rumored to be racing the other guy and the agent. And
Yep. I mean, it killed his teammate and the poor young lady who was also part of that Georgia staff. So I mean, obviously prayers up to their families. Um, no one should have to go through that, and the fact that Jalen Carter, I don't want to say got off based on the dash cam footage and the police vest, because the cop said he kind of let him go, so he didn't want to do that to Jalen, but something about it just felt off. Was it is it just me?
I think they had a bribe going on. I could see a little hush hush, if you want my honest opinion, which
Yeah,
should never happen. And
no,
as first responders,
no,
nobody gets off the leash.
no. And guys, I'm not trying to accuse anybody of letting them go because their skin color or their what they believe in. I'm not trying to say that at all, but based on the data, the cam footage the police officer wore, the investigation, and what came out of it, something felt like a disconnect. Something didn't make sense here. He got off on non-guilty charges, but then he didn't have a great pro day, and then he felt disconnected, and then he got cocky, and then the security cam footage came out. I don't. I'm not trying to say he's a bad person. I just think something doesn't line up here. That's just me.
Oh, I agree with you.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he isn't going to be what we think he's going to be.
Right.
Maybe the NFL is a little too much. When it does happen for prospects to be really good in college and crappy in the NFL.
Now we've had him here all the damn time in Washington. But that's besides the point. Number 10, Chicago Bears. They went tackle out of Tennessee, Darnell Wright. That was a bit of a shock right there. I thought Skoronski was going, maybe Broad Jones, but they said Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. That was a big pick.
Oh, it was. To me, they got the best right tackle in the draft. You
Yeah.
know, that's why, because Orlando Brown, he got moved to left tackle.
Yeah.
You know, if you look, Peter, what I'm not
Peter
even going to pronounce
Skoronski.
it. Yeah, he does not play right tackle.
No.
They're comfortable at guard. You
Yep.
know, Dewan Jones, he that's a big reach. That's a no no.
Yeah.
And Jones, I think he plays left tackle,
Yeah.
but
Well,
they did switch him to play right tackle at times, which he
yeah.
wasn't that good.
Yeah. So I mean, you get Darnell Wright, it kind of calls into question what you do with Tevin Jenkins if you move him to the left, if you maybe have Darnell play left and kind of switch back and forth. But they get a solid deep, solid protection for Justin Fields, who will be running more this offseason, let's be real. Um, All around good pick. Tennessee Titans at 11 get, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman in this draft. Peter Skoronski at Northwestern. The guard, solid guy. Was a great grandson, a grandson of Ben Skoronski, the former Packer. So family just in your genes go to the NFL.
Yeah, it was a great pick. I mean, Titans are dying for
Yeah.
linemen. They're dying for everything. They don't even have good receivers.
No.
Derrick Henry, I thought would have been trade bait. So was Ryan Tannehill. I actually did had a mock before the draft of Tannehill going to the Texans. You know, and they got Will or CJ, but
Yep.
we'll see how they play out and how he plays out this year.
Yeah, we will see. At 12, the Detroit Lions first round, their first pick of the first round because they traded back with Arizona. They went running back Jahmyr Gibbs out of Alabama. Now
What?
here's the other kicker. You released Jamal Adams in the offseason. I love me some Jamal Adams. Probably one of the funniest guys in the NFL. Nothing but love for him. They traded DeAndre Swift in the middle of the 6th round to Philly. They traded him in a 7th for Philly's 7th earlier in the draft. Because they also signed David Montgomery from the Bears. So clearly, um, their head coach, what's his name? Dan Campbell loves him some Bama boys then because he's gonna stud out of Jahmyr Gibbs, but there was no way anyone had him going this high.
Oh Lord, no. Ain't no way in hell.
Nope.
I mean, he early second, maybe mid second, most
I
likely.
mean, I saw him going to 30 to Philly because they lost Miles Sanders. So I had him at a very, very late first.
Yeah, I mean, Lions were a big surprise. The Swift trade, I get the guy can't stay healthy, but when that boy's healthy, he goes off.
Yep. It was just a big shock to everyone because they could have got him at 18. They could have traded back and got him. So I don't know. Green Bay at 13. We all thought they went offense here. We all had him mocked going offense. A few of us had going defense, but the presumable pick was you trade Aaron Rodgers. You're gonna throw a little pettiness on there and you go offense. Nope. They went Lucas Van Ness, the edge, the true edge, out of Iowa. Didn't I don't think he even played this last season, did he?
I have no idea. I had him as a late first. I was very questionable on some of his film, but
Yeah,
I actually thought they went Levis. I mean, the math added up. Rogers
yeah,
went bye bye. Do you believe in Jordan Love? I
they
mean,
do. Apparently they do. They love them Jordan Love. It was a weird time. All right, Justin. Here is like the third trade in the third. No,
it's
one,
third, fourth.
two,
I thought no, fourth,
three, fourth trade in the
fourth.
draft.
Yeah,
The Pittsburgh Steelers jumped the Jets to 13, traded with New England to get Broderick Jones, the tackle out of Georgia. They didn't go corner yet. They took a tackle here at 14 and a solid tackle at that.
they had no other option. Tackle to me, I think, was their biggest position of need.
Yeah.
Second would have been cornerback. I thought they were jumping for Gonzalez. I
Or
truly did. I was like, there went Gonzalez. Nope. There
or
went Jones. Their line has been terrible for a while since Big Ben left.
yep.
And I truly, truly, truly think Kenny's going to have some decent protection this year.
I think he will. I think he will. And I mean, you've got good pieces all around. You've got guys like George Pickens, Deontay Johnson at receiver. You got a great running back in Najee Harris. You got Pat Fryman with a tight end. They picked up Darnell Washington in the late third
Kane.
to add the. I mean, 6'7", 6'6". I mean, you got two big strong boys at tight end. Penny's gonna have a good day if that O line stays healthy. 15,
Agreed.
yeah, 15 to the Jets. I thought again they go offense. You've got to beef up the offensive line. Derek Tucker and Mekhi Becton keep getting hurt. They don't. They surprised us too. Will McDonald the fourth, edge out of Iowa State. So you got him, Jermaine Johnson, Carl Lawson, Franklin Myers. I mean, you got a young, solid D line, but your O line needs help.
To me, I think all the good linemen got taken, and now you're having to go to the next position in need. I would have been like Gonzalez. Come here, Gonzalez. I'd pair you up with
Sauce
Gardner, Sauce
Gardner.
Gardner. Want to sauce it up, but no,
No.
they would edge. I truly think they're trying to copy Philly's scheme by getting so many X, Y, and Z amount of edge and D linemen.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad tactic. They just needed a little bit more help. Us at 16, your Washington Commanders. Andrew and I were getting our hopes up. We were getting hype. I said, okay, here it comes. Roger Goodell with the 16th pick in the 2023 NFL draft. The Washington Commanders select, me and Andrew getting hype. And all you hear is silence from me and him, and all you hear from Goodell is Emmanuel Forbes, cornerback, Mississippi State. And if you guys were there for the reaction that you saw on YouTube, we saw the live stream on Instagram later that night, my face went white. I went silent. I thought we were getting Gonzalez.
I truly did. Oh man, I was very upset. I had all my money. I'm like, Gonzalez, he's finally dropping our dream scenario.
But
Nope.
no.
But hear me out though.
Yeah,
I know a true NFL scout in real life. He I can't tell anything about him because that's the deal. But he even told me why Gonzalez dropped. One, it's his mentality. He
yeah,
does he does not play. It's his mentality. It's not the best, and two, he does not play aggressive. Many people, many scouts saw his film and didn't like his aggressiveness,
yeah,
and that's why we passed on him. That's one of the reasons
yeah.
because he just wasn't aggressive enough.
He
But the
wasn't.
boys, Ian Rappaport said, be on the lookout for Manuel Forbes. He's going to be taken to the teens to
Yeah.
the late first.
A lot of us were like, who? Who needs it? And it was us. Now, Andrew and I did calm down. We took a step back. The drive kept going. We did a little bit of film work here. Justin, you sent us some stats. We started to calm down. We heard more reports saying this is why. We said, okay. We calmed down. We said, let's look into this a little bit more. And the more we looked into it, the more we liked the pick. So if you guys saw the live stream and I got hot, I'm calmed down. I've calmed down. I'm enjoying the pick now. I just got to get used to it. It just took a minute. Gonzalez went 17 to New England.
Bill Belichick drafted himself a big old cornerback.
The hoodie went corner. I'm not. We're not trying to knock Gonzalez. He's a solid corner for Oregon. He did his thing. But Jack Jones, Jonathan Jones, Kyle Duggar, Christian Gonzalez. Gonzalez let up what, an 84.1 passer rating this past season and like 4 touchdowns?
Yeah, I think so.
Was that the stat? Because
So,
I because I did a little homework and I was like, this can't be right.
something in that nature. But you know what, John? I don't care what them haters say. Our boy has more interceptions, more pick sixes than
Yeah,
most of these draft prospects combined.
yeah,
Forbes
Forbes.
is legit. You play that man to man press coverage, good luck.
Yeah,
Man will snag that ball out your hand, run to get a pick six.
yep. So, hey, the drive's here. The drive went. These are the rest of the picks. We gotta accept it and move on. I've accepted it. I'm enjoying it. The more research I do, the more I understand the pick. And Gonzalez goes to New England to learn under Bill Belichick, to learn over probably Devin McCourty, who will stay in that building as a coach or as an advisor, like everyone does.
Yeah, I mean, I've come at peace too,
Yeah,
but I'm loving the Forbes pick. Like, if Jack has the balls to play man to man,
yeah,
like this defense is going to be freaking scary. Like, if you go to that Cowboy scheme,
yep,
how They play that cover zero with the D line we have,
Yep.
and you send in the boys. That's freaking scary.
It'll be
If you
scary.
have three to 4 seconds to throw it, or you want to be on your butt.
Yep. So, hey, that's 16, 17. 18 is the Detroit Lions' second first round pick. I believe this was their original. And then when the Matt Stafford trade happened 2 years ago, they got the 2023 first round pick from the Rams. With their original pick at 18, they went Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa.
What?
He was he was a projected early first or early second, excuse me, to mid second. Like he was anywhere from 32 to 52. He was right there on that sweet spot. They took him at 18. They reached on a guy.
They did reach on him, but he's a good run stuffer.
Oh,
I'll
he's
give you
solid.
that.
He's solid.
I think Jack Campbell said, "I like what I see. I'm
Yep.
picking him because I'm scared of somebody else." Well, I mean, the Vikings
Sure.
need linebacker. A lot of people in linebacker health
Yeah.
or linebacker depth.
Yeah. They have good linebackers though. As you know, uh Anzalone, you have Malcolm Rodriguez, and now you add him to the mix. And I'm forgetting one, but he's another solid linebacker for the Lions. I forget what his name is. They have a good young linebacking core. You add Jack Campbell in the mix. The NFC North's in a real trouble for these Lions. These Lions look real good.
They're the most underrated team in the league. Their offense
Yeah.
pretty stacked. Defense is pretty darn good. Like you have to look at their roster and see in order to go, yeah,
Yeah.
or they're just the Lions.
I'm with you on that one. 19 to the Bucks. I'm thinking they go Will Levis here because Baker and Kyle Trask have a competition. You're going to want Levis in to solidify this competition. You're going on for next year. They went Kalijah Cansey, the D tackle at Pitt. Now he's a 6'1", 290 D tackle. Very similar college build to one Aaron Donald. Is magic strike twice? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I know lightning strikes twice,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I was another one of those. They did what?
Yeah.
Like they have a decent D line. Like you have Vita Vea, you have the edges. I
Yeah,
like to me
but their injuries
like
though, they're older guys too.
well they still have decent guys on the free agency right now. You can pick up that's
Yeah.
to play. That's unless he turns out to be elite, that's a waste of a pick.
I don't know
Like
if
that.
uh, I don't know if it's a waste because he's a solid player. He's a damn good player. He's a damn good player. I
No,
just
no, I'm saying the guy needs like
oh yeah.
looking back, like if he doesn't become somebody decent,
Yeah.
that's just a waste of a pick. Because there were so many players
Yeah.
from all over that they could have got. Because Bucks, Devin White's traded west. That's
Yeah.
an issue.
They lost Murphy Bunting and they lost another safety. Like they were losing guys back and forth. So hey, if this works out for the Bucks, we're gonna look back on this in 3 years and say, what do we know?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Here comes the run on wide receivers. 20th, Jackson Smith and Jigba to the Seattle Seahawks from Ohio State. 21 to the Chargers, Quentin Johnson at TCU. Baltimore at 22, since they signed Lamar Jackson, they said, I'm going to get you a guy in Zay Flowers out of Boston College. And the Minnesota Vikings, who would have thunk it? You lose Adam Thielen, you replace him with Jordan Addison from USC.
They wanted speed.
Yeah.
Thielen was a possession guy. Like it's like that Broncos trio. You had
Yep.
Demarius Thomas, the speedster, rest in peace, one of my favorite all time guys. And you had Eric Decker at one time.
Yep.
He was that possession guy. They said bye bye Decker.
Yep.
You're not fast enough. And now we got Wes Walker.
Yep. So listen to these wide receiver choruses real quick before I move on to 24. Seattle, Metcalf, Lockett, Smith and Jigba. I'm scared a little bit. That is tall and
Oh
sweet.
yeah,
That's tall and fast.
yeah, oh yeah.
The Chargers, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnson. I'm a little less scared because Williams and Allen can't stay healthy for a full season. But Johnson's a damn good receiver.
Oh yeah. Like their health concerns very scary, and
Yeah,
I'm surprised one of them hasn't been traded or cut yet.
yeah. We'll see about that. Baltimore, Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, and Rashad Bateman. Not bad. You've got a rookie, a guy who can't stay healthy, and a guy coming off of two ACL surgeries in the past 3 years. I'm not too concerned.
No, and they do have depth behind that, like veteran
Yeah,
depth.
yeah. Oh yeah, they do have a Nelson Aguilar. I forgot they picked him up. But he's all right.
Hey, he's okay.
He's he's serviceable for a team who needs just a serviceable guy. He does that. And then the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, Jordan Addison.
It's a decent core. I mean, KJ's still becoming his own.
Yep.
You know.
I mean, Justin Jefferson, offensive player of the year for a reason. No, yeah, he won offensive player of the year. I'm tripping. The Giants traded up to 24. This is like the sixth trade. The Giants moved up to 24 with Jacksonville to pick up corner Deontay Banks out of Maryland. They're building that secondary back up.
Yeah, and the reason why they went corner is because of Dory Jackson's on his way out.
Yeah.
They've flat out said we're not resigning you, that you're playing the last year. Wouldn't surprise me if he becomes trade bait for the trade deadline.
Yeah, well, he's on his last deal and you lost Julian Love, your safety, to Seattle. So you need someone to replace kind of both of them at the same time. The Buffalo Bills traded up to 25 because New York I traded one pick up with the Jaguars from 25 to 24. The Bills traded up with the Jaguars 25, so Jacksonville traded back twice. The Bills picked up a surprise pick, Dalton Kincaid, the tight end out of Utah, the first tight end off the board. Josh Allen gets a nice, shiny toy to play with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Dawson Knox. You pick up Dalton Kincaid.
It was a great pick. I like the fact, unless Dawson Knox is on his way out, which we
Right.
don't know yet. But I truly thought they'd go receiver, O line, or like
Running
Dewan
something.
Jones or somebody. Yeah.
I mean, they picked up Torres at or Osiris Torrance at like 56.
Do you have to remind me?
I had to say it. Oh, that was so. I'm happy for Torrance. You go play with a solid Super Bowl contender, but it hurt me as a Commanders fan.
Yeah, and the rumor. This was a rumor. We were one of four teams to trade up for TCU guard. I think is it TCU?
Yeah, yeah. Steve Avila, who went to the
Yeah,
Lions.
yeah. Like we were going to trade up early second, and we didn't.
Nope. You gotta love Ron. Dallas at 26 when Mozzie Smith, the D tackle out of Michigan. I don't love the pick. I mean, you're reloading that D line and you're getting some young youth in there, but eh, eh.
To me, it was just a younger body to get in that D line.
Yep.
Like they got a bunch of vets, and they are aging. You know.
Yeah. It was it. I thought they go Meyer or something, but Jacksonville Jaguars, they finally get a pick. They went Anton Harrison, tackle out of Oklahoma. Get him, Trevor Lawrence, some help. You got Brandon Sheriff because you lost Cam Robinson for the first 6 games being suspended. So you basically just replace him with Anton Harrison. It's a solid pick.
Yeah, more or less, and he wasn't that good either. Anyway, so
No.
he to me was like a second string. His talent's a second stringer. You want my
Yep.
opinion?
Yep. And then to round out the last few picks, I'm just gonna hit these last four quick. Bengals at 21, they went Miles Murphy, the DN out of Clemson. You just build up that edge and you build up that D line to go after Lamar, to go after Kenny Pickett, to go after the Massage Watson. I mean Deshaun Watson. New Orleans went Brian Breeze, D tackle and edge out of also Clemson. Again, just building up that D line. You pair him up with a Peyton Turner. You pair him up with a Cam Jordan. I like the grab. Philly just won the draft. The Philadelphia Bulldogs, they went Nolan Smith, Georgia's edge, with 11 and a half sacks, but got outshined by Carter and Jordan Davis and the crew. So he went under the radar. Still a great pick. And the Kansas City Chiefs went Felix Anaduki Uzama, probably botched the name, the edge out of Kansas State. He's the homegrown talent. He's the guy that stays home. And he's the guy to finish out the first round. What a draft.
Yeah, it was very crazy. I didn't think that many trades will happen. Or
Nope.
ooh and wow and the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
I mean, they picked up those two. They traded for D Swift, who was a Bulldog. They picked up Keely Ringo, the corner, who was a Bulldog. Like, come on. Give us a
Yeah, and last year they got Dean, who I was really pissed off we didn't
well,
get.
well, they got Jordan Davis, they got Nakobe Dean, the linebacker. Like, it's a brutal time to be anybody but a Philadelphia fan.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny today. Somebody posted that NFL executives are upset how Philly won the draft.
They're gonna be upset because they won the draft. There's nothing else to be said. Like,
Yeah, and they picked up Eli Rocks from Bama.
oh yeah, Eli Ricks, the other corner.
Should have
So
went second round.
so
Very
James
surprised
so
at
so
that.
so James Bradbury, Darius Big Play Slay, Keely Ringo, Eli Ricks. I mean, what are we doing here?
They're set for the future, bud.
They are
I'm
set.
worried. I'm very worried.
They are set. But let's talk about our Washington Command.
Ballers, hold up. We got a few sponsors we need to personally thank for here at Ballin and Burgundy. First, our guy Washington on the Daily, both on Instagram and YouTube. Huge sponsor. We want to give our massive thanks out to them. You can follow Washington on the Daily, both on Instagram and on Twitter, WSH on the Daily. Our guy Tony, who's Pro Tech Sports Network. Huge thanks to him. I met up with him at the Commanders Vikings game. Huge thanks to him. Our guy Sanchez at On the Warpath podcast over on YouTube and on Instagram. And then finally, our guy Rio Robinson, Mr. Rambling with Rio himself, our new sponsor, and a huge thanks to him. Met up with him at the Vikings Commanders game as well. Said thank you to him. Again, huge thanks. So again, all of their Instagrams and YouTubes are going to be down in the description. You guys go follow all of them. And again, one big thank you to Rio, Tony, Sanchez, Washington on the Daily for being sponsors of not only today's video, but Ballin and Burgundy as a podcast. Get back to work.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program.
Commanders. I'm just gonna quick fire these and we can kind of pick apart here in a second. So obviously I said pick round 1, pick 16, Manuel Forbes, corner, Mississippi State. Round 2, pick 47. We all thought it was Osiris Torrance. We all thought it was DeJuan Jones. We all thought it was Trent Simpson, the linebacker, or Deion Henley, the linebacker. No. Jartavius Quan Martin, the defensive back. I just call him a safety straight up from Illinois. It was a shock pick. It was a shock pick.
Surprise! You're doubling up on corner and safety.
Shot us out the air. So round 3, pick 97. The first 3 picks are same ones. We finally go offensive line. Thank the Lord. We went Ricky Stromberg, the center out of Arkansas. You want to know why we picked him? It's because he's versatile. He plays safety, and he sprinkled in, I think, a little bit of guard in there.
You said safety, not center.
Or center. I'm so confused. I'm still butthurt and confused by this Martin pick. No, Ricky Stromberg, the center out of Arkansas, but he played guard and I think tackle a little bit. So Ron and EB and Mayhew just love those versatile guys.
First off, that's one hefty safety.
It's what I I got I got you guys go get it.
I need water. Like the James Harrison.
I
I
need some
need water. I need water. But second off, seriously, he was the third or fourth ranked best center.
Yeah.
He's played, if I remember correctly, 30 some games at center, 7 games left guard, 3 games right guard. Only never gave up a sack at all or pressure at his time. So that's something to note.
It's saying something. So I was just finally glad we got offensive line help. I'm upset, as we all are. I'm gonna say one more time, just for the people in the back who couldn't hear me preach the sermon. We could have had Osiris. We could have traded back and got Osiris Torrance, but he went to Buffalo in like the 50s. We could have had him. We could have had him.
True. But hear me out though. There's stuff they know that we don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't always happen. Round 4, pick 118. We go back to the offensive line. We go Braden Daniels, the guard out of Utah. Again, another young, solid guy to add to the ever-aging and injury-prone offensive line known as the Washington Commanders.
Yeah. I mean, he plays guard and tackle. He did
Yep.
start at left tackle for a couple games too, so go figure.
Yeah, he'll be someone we need to mentor and build up over the next year. But again, this is nice, solid pick. Now, the first trade of the Commanders draft. We traded up with Buffalo. We gave up our 5th round pick and our round 7 pick 15. So we went from 8 picks to 7 picks to pick up KJ Henry, edge out of Clemson. We went edge, Justin. We went edge. What does that tell you?
What do you think it tells me? It's telling me either Young or Sweat or both are going bye-bye. I'm pretty sure Young's going to be gone if Sweat has a better season.
Yeah. It tells you Ron and Jack Del Rio see something in him that Sweat and Young aren't producing, and one of them might be gone. Probably not this year. Probably not this year.
Yeah, but he was a good edge rusher. I had him as a third round talent. Well, early or late second round, third round talent.
Yeah.
Taking third round, but his pressure's insane. Like he gets after the quarterback. Like his pressures, his sacks aren't the best, but he gets to the quarterback nonstop. With pressure, and his dad's a Skins fan. So
it was the best part. Yeah, KJ Henry played 13 games this season, 30 tackles, 11 assists, 50 pressures, including 31 QB carries, 14 QB hits, and 5 sacks on the season. So, I mean, quality edge guy, just under the radar like a Nolan Smith, because you've got so many other guys on that defensive end or that defensive line. He just went under the radar, but quality pick from us. And his dad wore the the old OG Skins jersey because he was a fan. It was made in heaven. It was a great, great day.
1-1.
It was a win-win. Round 6, pick 93. So we had to wait another 60-something picks. We went Christian Gonzalez. I'm so hung up on that. Christian Rodriguez Jr., running back, Kentucky. So we went running back here. Does that tell you something?
I told you Gibby's on his way out, but I'm mad on the pick. I mean, the dude had DUI recently within the last 2 years, which I'm surprised Ron even took that. His film is okay. He's not special. That's the bottom line.
I mean, it's not bad. I mean, his 5th year senior year in 2022, 8 games for 904 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 receptions for 41 yards. I mean, was he 5 foot? No, you see, he's 6 foot even, 217, 4.5, 240, 22 years old. So he's solid. I think there were better running backs on the board, but I think Ron just loved him for a reason. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Maybe it's just a good character outside of the DUI. I'm trying to put it together. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I mean, great to have him because JD McKissick's probably on his way out, and we don't use Jared Patterson and Jonathan Williams like that. So,
JD is already out.
oh, that's right, he is out. So, it's probably the JD replacement or the Williams replacement. So one of the two.
I'm thinking more Williams.
Yeah.
JD was the speedy guy, receiving guy.
Yep. And that's what they want Gibson to be at now at this rate. And our final pick, round 7, pick 233. They couldn't decide whether he was an edge or if he was a linebacker. I put him as both. Andre Jones Jr. out of Louisiana, 6'4", 248, 4.7 speed at his height and size. That's pretty good. He's just a pretty good guy all around.
Yeah, he's balanced no matter where you put him. Edge rusher, Sam or well, he was pretty good.
Yep. I mean, so listen to these stats. So in 2022, so guys, I'm reading these stats, NFLDraftBuzz.com, where we've used them for the most part outside of PFF. But listen to this. So in the 12 games he played for 582 snaps, 31 tackles, 13 assists, 27 stops, 1 interception, a QB rating of 55.4, and then when he was a pass rusher, 29 pressures, 17 QB hurries, 5 hits, and 7 sacks as a pass rusher.
Sounds like Ron just found his Michael Parsons. Just a lot slower.
I mean, Parsons, maybe his Luke Kuechly, his Bobby Wagner. I mean,
yeah.
Is it no good?
No, I said yeah, maybe. I get no idea. I mean,
yeah. I mean, his hands all right. His vertical, he didn't have a great vertical. 29-inch vertical is not a great height, but he's 6'4". He's a tall dude.
Oh yeah.
He's
now. No, go ahead.
I mean, 6'4" at 20. What was he? How old is this man? Probably 22. I mean, he's a tall drink of water, as Jim Ross would say. He's a tall drink of water.
Yeah. Now, before we go any further,
yep,
we do have a possible Dax Mill replacement.
I was about to get into that.
Oh, you are? Oops, I didn't mean to beat you to it.
No, you were all good, my friend. So, we got good news, though. We got good news. We have a lot of undrafted free agent signings. We made 12 undrafted, well, I think it's now 13 undrafted free agent signings, my friends. It's a good day. It's a real good day. I'm going to start off with the position of the most depth they signed. They signed six wide receivers. How many do we have on the roster, Justin? 6?
5, 6, 7, because Erickson's still in the reserve. Yeah, 7.
Make that 13.
Do they think receiver's an issue now too? Is Curtis just not him? And
I don't know.
EB's offense?
I don't know. Let me start counting them off. Why? So these next 6 are all wide receiver guys. I'll put them up on the screen for you. Jalen Sample, Minnesota State. Mitchell Tinsley, Penn State. That's a big name to watch out. Kazmir Allen, UCLA, another big guy to watch out for. Zion Bowens, Hawaii. Bryson Tremaine out of Stanford. And, excuse me for the name botch, Kalon Harris out of Oklahoma Baptist. I haven't done a lot of draft film on these guys, but the 2 biggest names was Tinsley and Allen.
Allen's just fast as fuck. Let me tell you something. He's a speed kills. He does punt return and
Yep.
kick return too. So there's our returner possibly. But he
Hopefully.
did 28 miles
Yeah.
per hour on a treadmill. And not a lot of people have seen it. It didn't hit ESPN or anything like that.
Yep.
But he is just insanely fast. And that's something we need as a
That is.
returner.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't had that since DeAndre Carter, since I don't know. It's been a while.
Brandon Banks, Tatum Moss, when
That I
they
mean,
used to return.
I mean,
Banks
you're
got
going
cut
back
from
far.
Shanahan.
I mean, you're going back
Banks
far.
was, I know, Banks was 2009 to 2012 when he got cut.
Yep.
And Moss, he did a hit or miss. They didn't
Yeah.
want to hurt Moss because he was our OG for a while.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that is true. So these are the rest of the names that we signed. So you picked up quarterback Tim DeMore out of Fordham. We picked up center and guard Mason Brooks out of Ole Miss. We picked up safeties Kendall Smith out of Illinois. Keep that in mind. Illinois safety, Emmanuel Forbes' teammate. Keep that in mind. Safety Xavier Henderson out of Michigan State. Cornerback G.J. Sturgis out of Griffin. Cornerback Nick Whiteside out of Saginaw Valley State. And DN Joshua Pryor out of Bowie State. And we had 6 rookie minicamp invites. Ready for these? A QB, a running back, another receiver, a tight end, and 2 DBs. You got quarterback Chase Bryce out of Appalachian State. You had Brad Roberts, running back out of Air Force. That was a name to keep in mind back here. Brian Cobbs out of Utah State. Tight end Will Wallace out of Tulane. And then DBs Raymond Boone out of Bowie State and Mike Sawyer out of the University of West Virginia. Lots of names. Lots of names.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. I get to draft was a surprise to me, but I'm very thrilled. I'm excited to watch, see who has what.
Yeah.
And also to mention another guy, Drew White. He got hurt last year and they re-signed him. So it's time to watch what he got.
Yeah, the linebacker that we took out of Notre Dame, I believe,
Yep.
last year. So we will see. Now, for people who don't know who one of these names is, Brad Roberts, the guy out of Air Force. He's led the FBS in rushing yardage in 2022. 1,700 yards, 17 touchdowns. That's a lot of yards.
And he's an Air Force boy?
He was given permission to delay his commission so he could go to the NFL. That's saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, the last guy I remember was what's his face?
Andre Carter II.
No, it wasn't him. He played running back. Came from like Navy or somewhere a couple years ago.
Oh. Was it? No. It wasn't running back. It was quarterback. It was the guy who
Well,
went to
quarterback.
I know exactly who you're talking about
Yeah.
because I was being a Navy kid. I had to watch Navy games. That was my guy. I know exactly who you're talking about. But no, well, Carter had to give his permission too to pursue his NFL career. But no. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Who was it? It was someone recently. It was someone recent. Malcolm Perry. Malcolm Perry. There it is.
Was it?
Yep. That's what it was. Malcolm Perry. Because he went to the Dolphins at the 7th round in the 2020.
Yeah. You're right. I just
good Lord.
looked.
He went Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, and he's now on the practice squad of the Patriots.
That's good to know.
Yeah, but hear this. In 2019, he set the FBS record as a quarterback for rushing yards, 2,017 yards rushing as a QB at Navy. That's why.
Well, them boys ain't corn fed no more. They gotta hold their breath, and he's got to run for his life.
Yeah, but he was great at Navy though. I had to watch some of those Navy Army games. Those things get. You think Florida, Georgia, Dallas Eagles get down? Army Navy games get wild. They get juiced.
Oh yeah, it's like a Cowboys and Skins game, baby.
Oh yeah, and it's great. But that is our NFL draft. Literally a pick in each round. No trade backs. We traded up. I Some people giving us a C minus. Some I've seen some B pluses. I'd go a B minus this draft. It's so iffy.
I'm gonna give it a B. I get it. I know I'm a little high. Forbes, he's your interception boy. He's our Deion Sanders. He's gonna talk dirty, pick it off, laugh at you, score a touchdown. Juan, who safety, he's your Bobby McCain replacement. Now hear me out. He to me, he'll play safety and nickel, if you want my honest opinion.
Yeah.
And he looked decent. Who else? Center, Strongberg. He's gonna be your Chase Rouvier replacement. He's going to probably start or compete with Nick Gates.
Yeah.
The guard and tackle I can't remember the name, but
Braden Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels. He's going to be your swing tackle and guard until Leno says I can't play no more.
Fair enough.
You know, KJ. No, is it not KJ Henry?
Yeah. KJ Henry.
Yeah, he's going to be your Chase Young, Montez Sweat replacement, but he's going to rotate well with Abada. That's going to be a good. Abada and him off the edge is going to be pretty cool to watch because Abada is very underrated.
And Shaka Tony being suspended, this just adds to it. This just adds to the depth.
Oh yeah, he's a third, fourth string already. You know.
Yep.
But the other guys, Rodriguez and
Jones Jr.
Yeah, they're going to be backups, special teamers. I don't see him starting just yet. But
I would if I were to put Rodriguez, I would use him on, let's say, kick return and put Allen at punt return and let them just rotate.
I don't know, man. I think Allen can do both.
Well, I don't want to tire him out too late. I want to give guys a chance.
Well, true, but Patterson did pretty well too.
Yeah.
Jared Patterson.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I can agree with the B. I just say a B minus because I think Kwan right there at 247 was such a reach. You could have traded back.
No, go ahead.
No, I think you could have traded back, get like a fourth or fifth later, and so take him in your third spot.
I think you traded back into that mid second round, 8 more picks behind, but I don't know. Like his film he's a conservative guy. Like he doesn't wow you. He does his job. He gets off the field. He tackles. He can intercept. He can hit, deflect. He's just one of those I'm here. I do my job. I'm leaving. Bye type of people. You know. Yeah. I think adding his former teammate that was undrafted, it says something. You know, they might just keep him at nickel and move his teammate to safety, or mix it. But hopefully Carl stays though. They better extend that boy. And I was very upset they didn't do something about the Chase Young deal and Sweat. Like to me, one of those boys should have gotten traded because it's time to think about the future. You had all these draft guys that were falling, the edge guys that were falling, and you couldn't trade one of them for a young stud.
Yep. No, I agree. I think they just want to see what they can get out of him. Kind of what we were saying, Andrew and I kind of see what he can get out of him. But I agree. I think if they were going to do something big, I mean, Mayhew even said he regrets not going aggressive. Philly, that's why Philly and Rosie, whatever his name is, that's why they're so good at drafting because they get aggressive.
Oh, they actually have balls. First off.
Yeah.
Second off, they're not scared to restructure deals to keep people.
Nope.
We don't.
Nope. I mean, Philly was supposed to have. They were supposed to have 2 first-round picks last year, but they traded with New Orleans so that New Orleans could get Chris Olave, and now they had 2 first rounds this year. They get aggressive.
Yeah.
You trade for A.J. Brown. You traded for D. Swift. Like, what are we doing here? They just paid Jalen Hurts, they played Jalen Hurts a crap ton of money. And they surrounded him in great pieces in a top 5 offensive line past 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a bunch of clowns running the circus.
Yep. I think out of the 4 NFC East teams, I think we had the worst draft. I think the Giants had a great draft.
Well, Giants did. They got who? Hyatt, third
So
round.
so they went Deontay Banks, John Michael Schmitz, and Jalen Hyatt. They got Hyatt in the 3rd round.
He had a first round grade at one point. He just started falling. Like people forgot he existed.
Yep, people took guys like Tank Bell, Jonathan Mingo, Rashee Rice over him. And he's a speed demon.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That was just nuts. He let Giants get him.
Yeah. I mean, Dallas had a good draft. They got some corner help. They got Luke Schumacher kind of out of Michigan in the 2nd round. I think for us, I mean, you went 2 DBs, you went let's call it 2 edge, 2 O-line, and a running back. So you had a depth and 2 starters, maybe 3.
Yeah, I mean, DB was a huge need. Let's be real here.
It
I get
was.
the couple guys we got aren't like wow
Yeah.
yet, but I hope they have a plan in place to go more man to man because you have to use these guys to their strength or else they're
Yep.
useless.
I say it's iffy because you went DB back to back. It wasn't like you went DB something DB or something or DB safety or you went DB guard DB. Like you didn't break it. You just went back to back. It was bang bang, not bang one bang. It was just one after the other.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Time to go to tell this season to see what we did wrong and what we did right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna keep it with a B minus. I think there's optimism. I just also think this will be. I think this might be Ron's last draft as head coach.
I'm iffy until the ownership says otherwise.
Yep.
I mean, I'm still sticking with the B. I mean, Forbes, he's an interception machine. It's like he could be locked down if you play him and put him in the right position. But
I mean, I think it was like a 40, like was it what it was 14 pick sixes. I think people were saying 6 of those were from like just bad QB throws and reflections. So I mean, let's call it 7, 8 pick sixes. That's still a shit ton in your career.
yeah, that's more like they're DBs. I don't even get 2.
Yeah. I mean, did we even have a pick 6 last season? No. No. We had Fuller in Houston. And then I think that was it. Is that it? Tennessee, no. Dallas, no. Philly, no. No, because the last touchdown, the second Philly game was a lateral pass backwards. That doesn't count.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we won pick 6.
I don't know. Did we?
Yeah, because Fuller had that one in Tech, the Houston.
Oh yeah, Texas.
Because he had dropped the first one, and then Mills threw the exact same route, and Fuller picked it up. I think that was the only one we had last season.
Yeah, I mean, one got St. Juice touchdown got taken back from Vikings.
That should not have gotten taken back. I was so upset.
I was at the game, and that was a bullshit call. I'll tell you that right now.
Bro, we both were there.
Oh yeah, you were there for that. Was that the Vikings game you were at?
That was my first one, and yeah, that got taken back.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, it wasn't against Houston. I take it back. It was Dallas. I did back. It wasn't the Houston game. It was Dallas's game because Prescott did the pick 6. That's what it was.
Oh, I'm getting my years mixed up.
No. Wait, what? We had 2 pick 6s. We had 2 pick 6s. They were both from Kendall Fuller. Okay? So we had 2 pick 6s. Packers must have. Yeah, 2 pick sixes. Okay. That I knew there was one in Houston. I couldn't remember the Dallas one. Okay. So we had 2 pick sixes last year, both from Kendall Fuller.
Oh, you mean the late bloomer? The guy who doesn't show up until week 8
Yep.
or week 10?
Yep. So that's why we, I mean, you get rid of Fuller, you replace him with Forbes. That's what it is. So yeah, so there we go. That makes more sense. 2 pick sixes. But time, like you said, time will tell. I give it a B minus. You give it a B. I think Andrew would probably give it a B as well, based on what he said. There are still a few free agents I would sign, that are out there. I send this to you and Andrew, and you guys, I think, both agreed to what I pointed out. So out of the free agents left, I would sign tackle Isaiah Wynn, tackle George Fant, center Ben Jones, linebacker Miles Jack, and then guards Roger Saffold and Dalton Risner. Where you bring in vet presence to help the young guys out, and you just bring in guys for depth.
Dalton Risner is a decent, solid guard. I don't know
Yep.
why he didn't sign yet.
And Miles Jack, the linebacker, you need someone whose name isn't John Bostic or David Mayo.
Sir, that's Coach Bostic to you. The guy don't play.
Honestly, he holds the clipboard in uniform.
He's like that. He's like the old guy off Longest Yard. The old guy, the 50-year-old.
Yep.
Who comes in the one play and saves the day.
Yep. I was we Andre Jones is an outside linebacker that plays edge at the same time. So you can't even count him as a full linebacker, and you don't even sign one as an undrafted free agent.
It's gotta be because Mayo's so good, guys.
They love John May. They love David Mayo. So either we're playing this 6-6-1 set. No. This 5-5-1 set with Jamin Davis being the only linebacker, or they're seriously having David Mayo play. There's no in between.
Hey, Ron, sign me. I had like 30 tackles back in high school and 1 INT and a fumble. Sign me, Ron.
Exactly.
Ooh, me. Sign me. I could play anywhere. You want an offensive lineman? Sure. You want a
right?
DN? Sure. You want a linebacker? I'll play.
Exactly. Hey, Ron, I'm 6'2", about 280. I can run about a 4.75. I can jump pretty well. I got decent hands. What you need is a run stopper, and then I can be that guy. I can lower his shoulder on a motherfucker. Just sign me over. I got youth. Dave Mayo's like 55.
He's 29, I think.
Sign me.
It's like back when Jaguars, when they needed receiver help, and everybody was getting signed. Oh, it was back when Jaguars, they needed receiver help. Me. I caught 10 catches in high school.
Yep.
Sign me to $20 million for 1 year.
It's what Odell did this offseason, what AB is doing right now.
He ain't crazy like AB, though. Then AB's out there and made that post. I want to be a Raven in a Raven uniform.
He's off his rocker. But I can't get into you. If I talk about AB, I'm gonna get off my rocker, and it ain't gonna be a good time. It won't be a good time, but time will tell. Hopefully, you guys see this Tuesday, if not Wednesday. I've got a pretty busy week, so we'll see how this goes. But other than that, guys, like and subscribe. Go follow us over on Instagram. Go follow us over on TikTok. Go, shout out to all the sponsors. We love them, supporting us. We're gonna have some fire content coming up in the next few weeks. We might have, a surprise post here and there to pique some interest. Maybe give away a few things. You never know. You never know. Anything else, Justin?
No, we thank you guys, like always, for giving us support, watching us, learning content, and just getting to know us,
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. I put a B minus on it. He put a B on it. Time will tell. And hail to the Commanders. See how things roll.
Yep, let us know your grade. If you think it's an A, put it's an A. Think it's like a minus E minus, go ahead, or Z minus. let us know. But I'm gonna stay listening before John does. Y'all stay balling.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Like you said, don't forget, stay balling. We'll see y'all out there.